College football has produced a long roster of gridiron stars, but one of them is currently getting the Hollywood treatment, a feature film about his inspiring life. Mark Albert sat down with the movie's director and the players' family. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. You know the screenwriter. He crafted the scripts for the classic sports movies Rudy and Hoosiers. Now he's telling the story of a small, short, underweight player whose college coach described him as my All-American, a gifted athlete who inspired the war on cancer. In Texas, even the legends are bigger. The Longhorns claim 4 football national championships, 2 Heisman Trophy winners, and 69 Olympic medalists. But those aren't the names the University of Texas football players pay tribute to before every game in Austin. Instead, the player whose likeness they tap for good luck is Freddie Steinmark.
They dedicate themselves to the courage that he lived, even in the face of long odds.
At a recent game day ceremony, the university honored Steinmark, who played free safety on its 1969 national championship team. Before he came to Texas, Steinmark was an overlooked high school running back and safety from a Denver suburb with gritty skill and unyielding faith. Only 5'10" and 152 pounds, he could light up his Wheat Ridge High School teammates and the scoreboard. His feet and fortitude led the team to a state championship.
He was the best one on the field.
Sammy Steinmark is Freddie's younger brother. We met him at their old high school, where, a half-century later, Steinmark's presence can still be felt.
He was just one of those guys that people loved to be around. I loved being with him.
You idolized him.
But more than that, he was my whole world.
Your whole world.
Yeah, he really was.
Is he still?
Oh, yeah. Some things never change.
We will not lose this game.
But other things do. As told in a new movie, after a thrilling victory between Texas and Arkansas, known as the Game of the Century, with President Richard Nixon on hand, Freddie, played here by actor Finn Wittrock, finally went to see about a searing pain in his left leg.
You can't give up now.
Okay, Coach.
It was a malignant tumor, so aggressive, doctors amputated his leg less than a week later. At 20, the soul who steered the Longhorns would never play again.
Coach Royal said he was 150 pounds of heart, and he was.
Bauer Usey, one of Freddie's best friends and high school teammate, has just written the first authorized biography about Steinmark. The cover shows Freddie 3 weeks after his amputation on the sidelines when his team won the national championship, closing out an undefeated season.
We've got a guy that we love a lot. Freddie, here it is for you.
In the locker room afterward, Coach Darrell Royal gave him the game ball. Usey says he wrote the book for Freddie's family.
Tears flow easily. You know, it's painful. I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but we did it.
And now what do you think?
I'm so happy. It was a big responsibility to do it, to do it right.
Steinmark again with another interception.
The movie is written and directed by Angelo Pizzo, the wordsmith behind sports triumphs Rudy and Hoosiers. He chose this film to be his directorial debut.
Something in Freddie touched me very deeply. And if it touched me very deeply, I thought there was an opportunity to touch others.
And what was that touched you? Was it that he overcame adversity? Was it his attitude?
He was driven to achieve and driven to succeed in everything that he tried. But it wasn't by ego and it wasn't by ambition. There was a selflessness and a humility to him that made me feel like he was almost a Western hero. He was like John Wayne.
Do you know many authentic heroes?
I do not. I personally don't know any. I don't know anybody like Freddie.
My outlook is one of hope that with more extensive research on cancer, that the ultimate cure will be found.
Freddie used the time he had left to become an advocate for cancer research. But even the best defensive player can only stuff his opponent for so long. Freddie had held the line for 18 months when doctors, had given him just 2 to 6.
Hello again, everyone. This is Howard Cosell speaking.
On June 7th, 1971, Howard Cosell's distinctive voice announced the news to listeners coast to coast. Freddie's cancer had run out the clock.
Cancer took Freddie Steinmark yesterday, but in a sense, he is representative of the very finest qualities that sport can bring to the human society.
In the months that followed, the nation's grief transformed into determination. President Nixon, touched by Freddie's story, declared a war on cancer, pledging what was, at the time, the nation's largest commitment to tackling a cure. 6 months after Freddie's death, Congress passed and Nixon signed the National Cancer Act.
Do you think Freddie would be disappointed we haven't cured it yet?
Well, I think now Freddie realizes how tough this is, that what a competitor cancer is. We've won some battles, but the war's not over, and we got to keep going.
So even though Freddie didn't prevail against his cancer, he won at what really mattered. And in a state where everything comes big, it'd be hard to leave a legacy any larger than that.
And if there's, one person that doesn't have to lose a limb or a life because of something from Freddie, that's what he'd have wanted.
Incredibly, just 2 months before his death, Freddie finished an autobiography called I Play to Win. He wrote, quote, "I wish this impossibility, that all cancer patients could have the morale boost given me by all of the well-wishers. Selfless to the end." The movie My All-American is in theaters now.
I mean, it's so true what he said, just driven to succeed, to achieve.
He never wanted to waste a moment. In fact, Bauer Yusey, you saw in the piece, one of his best friends, said that in a lot of the yearbook photos, he's blurry because the photographer could not keep up with him. He was that fast.
Wow. That piece was excellent. Mark Albert, thank you so much.
Thank you.